I went to the Kruger National Park and it was honestly a trip that changed my life. This meant so much to me for two reasons. I'd never been to the Kruger National Park on a trip like this, and I love animals. I've always loved animals, all animals, and I think that protecting the animals and wildlife should be a top concern. It's not just our home, it's their home too. I grew up watching Steve Irwin and Sir David Attenborough doing everything that they could just to protect the wildlife, local and international, the earth. Those were my role models. They were just trying to preserve and protect the natural world. The drive to the place that we were staying in the Kruger was about a 6.5 hour drive from our house. I was really excited, but I'd never had a long trip like this before. I didn't know this at the time, but there's a stop on the way to the Kruger called Aldersport. And at this stop, they have this wide open area with a watering hole where they have rhinos and buck and ostrich. You can stop and get something to eat. You can stop and fill up some petrol. Even in the bathrooms, there's this viewing platform that you can actually see all the animals from. I don't have any footage to show you because why are you filming in the bathroom? That's kind of gross. But I stretched my legs, we took a walk around, we had some hot chocolate because when we went it was cold, mother. And then we set off on our way. By the time we got to the Kruger, the sun was already setting. It was very pretty, but we were so exhausted. I was so tired. All I wanted to do was just unpack, shower, and sleep. Before we did that, we just made sure that the room was fine, made sure there were no spiders. And I slept. It was such a good sleep. The next day, I went exploring. I'd never been to this place before, so I was like, let's see what they have here. They had a really nice mini golf course, and there was a shop where you could go and buy ice cream and chips and snacks and random things if you needed. They had a big jumping castle and an area where all the families could sit down together. It was actually a very, very interesting place. My wife and I took a walk, and on this walk, we saw monkeys and monitor lizards and birds. And where we were staying, they have viewing areas. They are literally like steps where you go up and you can sit and you can just watch. We managed to see some crocodiles, some elephant, and obviously more birds. We got to the park gates at around 5:30, 5:45, and the gates only open. Registration only opens to enter the park at 6 o'clock. So we paid for our tickets and we went in, and it was actually a really good idea because it was really, really cool to watch the sunrise from inside the park. We split our Kruger drive into two parts. One where we would drive in the car, a self-drive, and a guided park tour where we got on the back of a rigged Toyota and went off into the bush. Now, I did have one mission. It wasn't really a mission. It was more like a hope. Would I be able to see the Big Five, South Africa's Big Five animals? If you do not know or did not know, South Africa's Big Five animals are the most dangerous animals if you are out in the wild. Originally, they were the most dangerous to hunt. But if you're not hunting, that doesn't make them any less dangerous. They are responsible for the most deaths in the wild. They are the buffalo, the rhino, the elephant, the lion, and the leopard. So that was my biggest hope going into the Kruger for the first time. Big hope, I know, but possible. The self-drive was a lot of fun. I think the thing that made it the most fun was that you could just stop and chill. Even if you didn't see anything, you could literally just stop, take it all in and just take a break. Because it's still very pretty. Everything around you is still very, very pretty. So we are currently at a stop inside the Kruger Park. And what shook me the most was that there's a Muggen Bean and Total Garage inside the Kruger National Park. I was more shocked to see the garage than I was to see an elephant. The animals come very close to you. You can feed them from the palm of your hand. After a very long 13-hour day driving in the park, I was exhausted. So I needed a break. So here is a mini golf palate cleanser. We booked ourselves a guided drive. Myself and my wife were the only two people, obviously there was the driver, in this truck. Look at all this room for activities. Now this was an afternoon drive, so we didn't need to be there early, but perfect time to go. Getting back was so amazing. It was so fun and just great. The only problem was, we were dusty. That truck was open. Every piece of dust was in my hair, in my phone. Oh my goodness. It was a lot. I loved it. I loved being able to see animals just be animals, just go chill in their natural habitat. And I wasn't upset if I didn't see something, because that's what nature is. Nature doesn't have a timeline and set date for you to go and see these things. Even our driver didn't know. He was like, bruh, I can't show you things that aren't there, you know? There was the shot that I got, which honestly, I think made it all worth it. This was my first time seeing a leopard in the wild, just doing its thing. And I was lucky enough, I got to see the big five. That was my hope. I got it. Amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.